Players aged 22 or under, so they're under enormous pressure in a way tonight. Only one full international, the striker Sergeyev. Most of the experienced players who won the championship for CSKA have since moved on to other clubs. Rangers say the Russians played well for the first half of their first game against them, and they know that men like Sergeyev and indeed the number 11 Faizulin will need their full attention. But at the same time, there's no avoiding the fact that the Russians are building for the future without high expectations of this particular night. Our referee is Peter Mikkelsen of Denmark, surely at the age of 32, the youngest on UEFA's list, and incidentally, he referees England's game against Holland in the World Cup at Wembley next Wednesday. Has two Danish linesmen to support him. On a night when Rangers just need to go one better than Marseille playing away on the other side of the channel in Belgium. Away we go, Rangers in the blue. Attack the goal to our left. One would imagine there'll be plenty of attacking too as Bob hoists it forward towards Durant. Ferguson in there as well. Halstrup taking up a central position there for a moment. And the number 4, Ashkarin, with a half clearance, crossed in again by Stephen. Almost getting it through to McCoist. Here's McCall. Early pressure then from Rangers. Ferguson with it. And the throw for Rangers. Waiting for David Robertson to get forwards. Good long throw there, and a good header by Goff, well saved. A question mark against the Russian marking there as the big defender was able to get almost a free header. Kevin Keegan.
It's a tremendously long throw, Brian, and I think that's what caught them out. I don't think they'll catch him out again with it, but that's gone right to the middle of the penalty area.
Mashkarin shaping up to head that one clear. Durant, this is great pressure early on. McCoist almost in. And CSKA having trouble indeed getting the ball out of their own half. Antonovic getting it forward, Sergeyev the number 10, but Goff will get there before him, back to Andy Goram. Well, there's a bit of nerve for you. Goff hitting it forward again. Robertson hitting it straight to the number 6, Bushmanov. Sergeyev couldn't gather it up. Here's David McPherson. It's a lovely ball for Durant. McCoist in the middle. Ferguson making the break for him. And here's Ali McCoist with the header again on the target, but an easy one for the goalkeeper Plotnikov.
Ali McCoist will be disappointed with that, Brian, but you saw how well he pulls away from defenders. He's very, very difficult to mark, and if you're asking me what his one strength is, obviously he's a great goal scorer, but his awareness round the box is terrific.
They had plastic covering on this pitch to protect it from downfall last night. And the pitch has been a bit suspect for a lot of this season, but funnily enough, it looks as though it's playing absolutely perfect with a bit of moisture on it now, which will get the ball fizzing along. And Rangers now attacking once again through their left back, David Robertson. Into Halstrup. McCall's made a break for him as well, but the Russians get it clear. The number 6, Bushmanov. Korsakov. Sergeyev up ahead of him, and Goff with him. And Goff gets the challenge in. Korsakov. Minko. Get to the number 9, Antonovic. Faizulin there, trying to get over 1-2, comes back to Faizulin again. And Rangers get it away with McCall, and nice little touch. Here's Durant at the centre of so much early on. His little touch now for Trevor Stephen. McCall. Fizzing this ball about with a lot of confidence at the moment of Rangers. Here's the Dutchman Hoistra. Getting it to Ferguson. Bushmanov. for CSKA. They've taken only 1 point, this young Russian side, from the 5 games they've played in this European Champions League. Rangers beat them by 1-0. Ferguson was the scorer then in neutral Bochum. They played, because of the Russian winter, they played all their matches, their home matches, in Germany. Minko knocking it in, and an offside against Sergei.
The pattern of the game already being set here, Brian. Rangers are going to have to commit themselves to going at them. They need the win, and the danger I see, the only danger I see, is that they're very relaxed, the Russians, and they'll just carry on with their game plan, just knocking it around, and when they break, they will break with terrific pace, and that is what they've got to be very aware of, the Rangers back four, because especially this Fauselin is a terrific young player.
Headed clear there, that time by Mashkarin. Minko. Bad news from Bruges is that Marseille have gone ahead after 2 minutes. And away come CSKA. Antonovic. Zulin, but he couldn't get it through to Sergei. The Croatian Alen Boksic is the man who scored the goal for Marseille in the first couple of minutes of that game in Bruges. Allowed 5 substitutes, but the Russians have only brought 15 players with them for this. They've got troubles with injuries and some under-18 calls for a game in Portugal. Mamchur. Minko. Gushkin. Durant. Robertson. Hit long towards McCoist. Here's Stephen. To the left foot, good shot. Again, confidently taken there by the 20-year-old goalkeeper, Plotnikov. Free kick to Rangers. Foul on David McPherson. And Sergeyev.
The first goal here tonight is going to be so vital, Brian, especially against the young side. Seen so many times in the past they do capitulate under pressure.
Goff knocking it down. Bushmanov getting it away, but without great conviction. Bushmanov again, getting it clear, but Robertson this time for Rangers. And now John Brown has had a terrific season in this European Champions League. A real unsung hero at the back. Durant knocking it forward again to McCoist. Ferguson playing it in. No penalty. No foul, the game goes on, and Mamchur gets it clear for CSKA. Bushmanov. Antonovic. Minko. Bushmanov. Unbeaten in their European campaign this season. Zulin. And again having a wonderful season on the brink of their 5th successive Scottish League Championship. Looking for their first appearance in a European Cup final. They've won the Cup Winners' Cup back in 1972. Shot knocked almost Korsakov, clearing the crossbar by a good 2 or 3 feet. And free kick for Rangers already, or goal kick for Rangers already taken. And towards 8.5 minutes, 0-0 here in Ibrox between Rangers and the Russian side from Moscow, CSKA. Held nicely for Durant, but he couldn't pick up McPherson on the far side. Push McPherson well forward for that. Minko. Long searching ball looking for Antanovic for the goal kick for Rangers.
I think patience is the order of the day here for Rangers. You were quite right, Brian. They're pushing McPherson very far forward early on, obviously looking to carve out openings. But they must remember they need to just win. There's nothing else they can do. The rest is in other people's hands. But 1-0 will be as good as 3-0. And it can come in the first minute, the 10th minute, or the 89th minute. And I don't want to see him go chasing it, because that could be really playing into the hands of the Russians.
Here's Stephen. Rangers just have to go one better than Marseille tonight away in Bruges. A foul there on McCall. If Marseille lose in Bruges, a draw here is enough for Rangers. If Marseille draw in Bruges, Rangers need to win. If Marseille win in Bruges, there's nothing Rangers can do about it. They've got the match is decided. That top position will be decided on how the results, in fact, between the two sides at the top, Marseille and Rangers. And of course, it was a 1-1 draw that Rangers got in Marseille. Marseille, for their part, got a 2-2 draw here, and with that away goal, that's deemed to be the better result. And so, if Marseille were to win and Rangers were to win, they'd finish level on points, but Marseille would go through to the final to play Milan next month in Munich. It's McCall now for Rangers. To McCoist. Durant. Finds McPherson with it. I wasn't quite sure that's what he intended, but McPherson just with a little nod down here for Richard Goff. He hits it long towards Ali McCoist. Minko's clearance. Brown knocking it back in again. Astor there for that one, but free kick given to CSKA. Possibly an offside against McCoist.
They've got their own unique style, Rangers, Brian. They really only play with one man up. I suppose a little bit like the Notts Forest team sometimes, and they try and get onto people with the ball and break very quickly from deep. And I hope the fans don't get too frustrated with them here, because that will go through to the players. It's a terrific atmosphere, and patience is a key word.
Robertson. Costa. Towards McCoist on the far side, but just wide. So close for number 50 for Ali McCoist.
He's not the biggest in the world, but he's pulled away again. He said to look for that, and he just gets the right side. I think he'll be disappointed he didn't hit the target, but it was oh so close.
He also needs one goal to beat the Rangers record for goals in Europe. At the moment, it's 12, held by Ralph Brand back in the 1960s. Person with a header.
I think for anybody who saw the game against Bruges, I think the groundsman deserves a massive pat on the back. The pitch is as good as it could be, and I'm sure the Rangers players appreciate that, because it's their sort of surface.
Stephen. Well, Halstra hoping to get underneath this. Oh, crosses a beautiful ball in, and McCoist again is there on the end of it, and again it's off the target.
It's amazing, Brian. It's a great ball from the Dutchman here, and again he'll be disappointed in it at the target, but he's not the biggest. I mean, what is he, 5'10"? He's already pulled away and found himself two fantastic opportunities to score with a header, and yet both the people around him are over 6 foot, and that's why Ali McCoist gets so many goals.
Good jump by Goff. Here's Ferguson. Looking to see whether McPherson was available, but in the end played the ball short there for McCall. A lovely ball by McCall. Here's Hoister on it now. Again McCoist is in the middle, and once again Manchur gets it clear that time for CSKA. Bushmanov. given the Russians' way. Taken by Antonovic. Isolin. Sergeyev going for this one. Off's header. The ball's got time to trap it. Hit it long. McCoist is chasing. Hoist again. This time he's found Haustra. And the Rangers throw.
And it's in an area where the fullback, Robertson, he's already made his mark at the penalty spot last time. I wonder if they'll look for another long one here.
A long one it is. Ashkelin gets it clear, quarter of an hour gone, 0-0. Bushmanov. Chase is on, and he's onside, Antonovic. That was questionable. Right in front of the Danish linesman.
I think that's the problem, Brian. When it's that close to a linesman, there is absolutely no way he can keep up with the play and actually follow the line, and you can't blame them, but he looked definitely a yard offside.
Ashkelin gets in again for CSKA. Done some good work already at the heart of the offence, the number 4, and he's only 22. Durant. Haustra on the far side now. Haustra again. Another cliche out of the bag. It really is one-way traffic at the moment. Goal kick to CSKA. Played just 5 matches of the new Russian season and haven't started that well. They've lost 2 of the 5, drawn 1 and lost the other 2, and won the other 2. 1-2, drawn 1, lost 2.
They're such a young side, Brian, that it's hard to believe they're going to be able to match the experience of Rangers, but they've got youth on the side and they're all in the shop window, because any of these players can be bought by any manager anywhere in Europe.
It's a handball. No, it's a shove in the crack, so it's a free kick to CSKA. Yeah, I was talking to one of the officials this morning. He said there have been offers from around Europe for just about every one of these young men in red shirts. Pushkin, Antonovic, Rinko, Isolin's made a break down to that channel there. Brown couldn't cut him out. And Sergeyev took a bit of a bump there from McPherson as he was getting into a dangerous position at that near post. But it's a goal kick for Rangers.
Fauselin just showing us here why so many clubs are after him. I mean, he's only just 20, I think, and it's not his strongest foot, his right foot, but he still managed to get a cross in. And they're going to have to be watchful for 90 minutes for that sort of break. They're not going to be under constant pressure, Rangers, but they're going to have breaks like that to contend with right throughout the 90 minutes.
The jump by Ferguson wins the ball. Haustra couldn't carry it on, though. It's with Richard Goff now. The little touch towards Stuart McCall. Durant couldn't pick it up, but it's a throw for Rangers. Rangers, of course, on the verge of winning their championship again. Whatever happens here tonight, whatever happens in Europe this season, they qualify for the European Cup next season. On offside that time against Antonovic.
Just looking at the first 20 minutes, the one thing that springs to mind immediately for me is if Ali McCoist has caused problems already twice in the air from just ordinary crosses, which they were, what the mind boggles at what maybe Mark Haitley could have done had he not been suspended, because he is a giant when it comes to anything up in the air at the back there.
I think for things like corners and free kicks, they will certainly shove the likes of Goff and McPherson in. Mashkarin then, the 22-year-old. Back heel, Brown couldn't quite pick it up though. Bushman off there, and Tanovic flies it in. Paul back there to do the chasing. Stephen. Person. Paciest of players, but for a moment threatened to get away from Sergeyev there. Rangers throw. Ian Durant. Durant again. Ferguson. The ball. Astra. Ian Ferguson. And a goal kick.
One of the surprises so far for me, Brian, watching, I'm a big fan of Ian Durant. I think he's a terrific player. He's been often said as Scotland's answer to Gaza, hasn't he? He's just finding it very difficult at the moment to just find a position whereby he can get into this game. And I think that's the key for Rangers, because the ball you've just seen knocked in there, that's not going to catch anybody at this level off the guard. A little bit of invention, a little bit of magic, that's what it needs. And Durant's the one for me, and he's just got to find a way at this early stage just to get into this game.
Here's Stephen. It's Ferguson knocking it towards Robertson, flying in with a header, but well wide. I mean, it's just great to see Durant on the field. As you well know, he had a very serious knee injury. It's Robertson's header again, Durant, and he had, I think it was 6 operations on it. The last of them in the United States, which sorted him out.
He's a terrific player. He's just finding it hard at the moment in there, just to find his niche, to get his game going. You know, he's doing a lot of running. He's working probably twice as hard as he normally would have to. But he's just not finding any space or any joy at the moment. But he will, because, as you say, he's got tremendous talent.
McPherson with the free kick for Rangers. Halfway through the first half now. Still 0-0 here between Rangers and the Russian champions from Moscow. Bushmanov getting it here very well there. Ferguson stabbing it wide here for first for Trevor Stephen, and now for Dave McPherson. McPherson's crossing towards Goff. Just had it knocked off his head though by a defender, and it'll be a throw to Rangers. An opportunity, no doubt, for another long throw from David Robertson, and that's exactly what we're going to get. And McPherson's gone up for this one. Goff's in there too, and there's a fisted away by the goalkeeper, but only as far as Durant.
That's going to be a lethal weapon for Rangers tonight, because I can see him getting a lot of joy from it. Especially from this angle, it's a little bit further upfield. Look at that, I mean, this is nearly penalty spot. It's as long a throw as I've seen since the days of those old enough to remember Hutchinson of Chelsea. I'm certainly one of those. I think you're another one who can remember it.
Remember that well. Won a cup final for Chelsea back in 1970. Trevor Stephen to Richard Goff. Stephen. Nice rippling run, but it's taken him away from the danger area. Antanovic gets it clear up to the number 8, Krasakov. Sergeyev on one side, Faisalin coming in quickly, still with Krasakov, and now Minko. And a poor finish.
All the dangers there for everyone to see. That is exactly what this Russian team are all about. They're going to sit back, soak up, and just when you think they're under the cosh, they're going to break quickly. And sometimes they're going to finish a bit better than he did there. But that's the pattern of the game. And Rangers, quite rightly, are not throwing too many men forward. And I think that's right at this stage.
As I say, they've only taken 1 point, the Russians, from their 5 European Champions League games. They've never been beaten by much. The odd goal, except that is for the onslaught in Marseille when they were beaten 6-0. I saw that game, and it was a pretty dodgy penalty right at the start that set Marseille on their way. And they never really recovered from it, the young side. But other than that, they've performed really quite well without getting results. Bringing Brown into the game, if Brown can keep it in play, yes. Watching the game towards McCoy. It's incredible, Brian, isn't it? After 3 headers, that was a much more difficult chance, and to be fair to Ali McCoy, he made it out of nothing. But again, you wonder what Mark Gately might be doing from these. You've got to say that because of his tremendous height advantage. But McCoy he pulls away so well, I keep saying it, but that is his game. Just when defenders think they got him, he takes another 2 yards behind him and he comes in on the blind side. And the statistic there, 49 goals in 51 games, really says it all. The smiling assassin, they call him, but so far tonight he hasn't had a great deal to smile about. Maybe he's saving it up. Faisalin completely missing his header. Stephen trying to retrieve the ball for Rangers. Succeeds then in finding Durant, knocks a good little header there for McPherson, hits it forward to the Dutchman Hausler. Ferguson again, Stephen, goal kick. Certainly no frustration at the moment creeping into the Rangers game. They're knocking it about with a great deal of conviction and confidence, Kevin.
I think they're doing everything exactly right. I mean, as the game goes on and this goal eludes them, obviously the crowd will start to want a little bit more from them, obviously demanding that people push forward a little bit more than they are. But at the moment, they're spot on to do this because they can only win tonight and hope the rest works for them.
Here's Robertson. Brown. McCoist first to show and plays a good little ball now for Robertson. Deep cross by him, too deep if anything, yes. Durant getting on the end of it. And in comes Faisalin. His defence in a bit of trouble until Bushmanov gets a header in, but it'll be a Rangers throw. Let's see if they can produce a long one from that side of the field. Peter Haustra's across there. Finds Durant.
They're looking to cross balls in there every chance they get now because that is really where they've had the only success so far. They've not been able to play through the Russians or turn the back four, mainly because they're playing with a sweeper, which is always very difficult for us in Britain to contend with because we play with such flat back fours. But they're doing everything right and they're going to get something for one of these crosses, there's no doubt about that.
Bushmanov. Antanovic. Who played in nicely there. Korsakov. Knocked back to Gorham. That was a pretty strong challenge just inside the penalty area there, but the referee had a good look at it, decided there was nothing wrong with it. McPherson. What if a good flick there by Ferguson. Stephen tries to get it back to him, but it's a Russian throw. Ferguson claiming there was a bit of elbowing going on there, but the referee didn't see anything. In fact, he's given a free kick. No, he hasn't. The Russians thought for a moment it was a free kick. Stephen. It's a sort of pitch that's inviting a good passing game, and at the moment that's what we're getting. Without quite the bite and the fire in the penalty areas. McPherson knocking it forward, up to McCoist. Here's Ian Durant. McPherson outside him. McCoist going through the middle. Houstra's pulled away to the right-hand side, out towards Ali McCoist here. Robertson keeping it in play. Here's McCall. Into Brown. Can you find Robertson? Corner given. Came off Frantanovic, the number 9.
It's the first real time I've seen David Robertson, but he must be very pleased with the way he started. He's only 24. That's fairly young for anybody in our country. He's done everything right so far.
Curled in towards McPherson. Keeper took it into his own hands in every sense, with a little punch that just earned a bit of time for CSKA. Goff getting in. Durant getting in. A flick now for Ferguson. Back comes Brown. It'll go back to Andy Gorham. So half an hour gone. Still Rangers 0. CSKA Moscow 0. Clearance by Gorham, straight to Sergeyev. Robertson thought about the pass back to Gorham. It decided in the end to hit it where it was safe.
Very unusual that for Andy Gorham. He's one of the most comfortable looking goalkeepers I've ever seen, especially with this new rule now. There's a lot of goalkeepers who've really found it difficult, and he's not one of them. But of course he can make mistakes like everybody else.
Free kick to CSKA. I say Gorham's had an absolutely fabulous season though. Here's Antanovic. Goff with a header clear. Antanovic. Zula knocked it back to him, but McCall now takes it up for Rangers. McCoist battling for the ball, but he's beaten to it by Mamchur. Here's Minko. Maizulin. Bushmanov. Playing it around well now. Sergeyev. Crossing it in. Oh my goodness, there was a great chance there. Somebody running onto that, and Rangers would have been a goal down without any question. Played it around beautifully there, the Russians, and they've not finished yet. It's Minko for them now. This is a real threat here now. Antanovic looking to keep it in play, does so, but it's behind for the goal kick. What a super move by the Russians there, though.
They're all so comfortable on the ball, and they work, they take the time, but this is the ball that really, it was too good in the end. He's pulled it back through his legs, I think, and the two lads are both caught going near post. But that's what they're all about. They're all waiting for a chance like that. They're going to be very patient too, and it's a fascinating game, although there's not been much goal-mouth action at the moment.
Up to McCoist. Tries to get Robertson going. Antanovic. And they played well enough, the Russians, and they defended well enough to take just that little bit of sting out of the crowd as well. From Brown. Stephen. And here's this man, Mashkarin again. Been really impressed by him. He's like a free man at the back. Here he is again. Terry puts me in mind of a very young Alan Hansen, you know. Moves around with that sort of grace, and he's totally unruffled by anything that's thrown at him.
He's one of those freaks, Brian. I don't mean it in a nasty sense. The number 7 as well, is it Minto? Yeah. Minko. He's similar in that they're well over 6 foot, maybe 6'2" or 3, and they both have silky skills on the ball, which they must work a little bit harder on them, because yeah, he's a very much an Alan Hansen lookalike. Doesn't get as far forward as he does, but I mean at 22, he'll be one that probably a lot of people around the world are looking at and saying, along with this man here, Fazlin, saying, yeah, you know, I bet they wouldn't cost us as much as players in our own country. And you've got to look at that. We've got to look at the financial side of it. And,
I saw him at training last night, and I saw him in Marseille. He looks like something out of a Russian youth 11 or Russian schoolboy 11. He's got the face of a 15-year-old, this fella.
That's right. I suppose the danger of signing someone like that, Brian, would be how would he settle down? You know, it'd be a massive move for him, and they would be the things that might put you off spending maybe £1 million or whatever they want for him.
Gets it clear. Brown hitting it forwards. Peter Hastra. And a corner.
You really do feel, Brian, that if they're going to break through in any area, it's going to be from either a long throw from Robertson or a set piece, a corner or a free kick.
35 minutes gone. Brown's in there, McPherson's in there, Goff's in there. It's McPherson with a header. Brown trying to get on the end of it. Very positive keeper, this 20-year-old Plotnikov, and he started the season as third choice behind Harin, who has now joined Chelsea, and Gutierrez, who has been playing in this European Champions League but conceded 6 against Marseille. So with a third choice, he's not doing badly, is he? Again, they're not doing badly well. Look at that. Oh, an offside flag, and that was a real saviour there for Rangers.
There's almost too many of them in there for it. I don't know how it broke down, but yeah, he's just nipped in front, and oh, he's just coming out just a little bit slowly. Never expected him to give it away, but I think it was McPherson just trying to roll the ball down the line. He got cut off, but they've already given Rangers enough warning to say, hey, you know, we're here and we mean to make an impression on the game.
Durant now getting in behind. Again, the keeper spotted it quickly.
He only looks about 15 as well. I wonder what tablets are on over there. I must try some.
And he's very assured, this 20-year-old. Goff underneath this one. But Sergeyev got the better of him. Paisovic. Korsakov's up alongside him. Beaten by Richard Goff. Stephen. Rangers throw. Or rather, CSKA throw.
They're having the best spell of the game so far, and they're looking to open Rangers up. They've not come here just to be, you know, one of a number. They're looking to be counted here.
Sergeyev, Minko, in again there, Sakov. Sergeyev trying to finish it off. Brown's in there too. Gorham had to take emergency action there with the clearance. Up to Ali McCoist, Bushman off. Now for number 5, Malyakov. Antenovic chasing. Robertson making it away across the face of his own penalty area up towards big David McPherson. Stephen got a little header in there for Rangers as well. It's up with Durant. They might be happy to see CSKA pushing a few men forward, but might in turn produce a bit more space for forwards for Rangers at the other end. Certainly they look accomplished and comfortable on the ball at the moment. Still 0-0. A throw then to Rangers. David McPherson will take it. With it. Durant trying to play it in. He came off the defender for the corner for Rangers. But There was a flag up for an offside. So free kick for the Russians.
I think for anybody who has never been to Ibrox Stadium, Brian, you're looking at what the Taylor report is all about. You know, it's a terrific stadium, the best in the country, along with possibly Man United and one other. And it's really a great theatre for playing football in. And Rangers have done them proud this year. I mean, not many of us will forget the game against Leeds, when, you know, we all thought, well, Leeds had done the hard work up here, but they turned it round. They've got a lot of character in this side, and they're going to need all of that tonight against these Russians.
Here's Goff. Back to McPherson. Castro turned his man beautifully there on that right-hand side. Well, it's either a corner or a free kick. It's something Rangers' way as Peter Houstra goes down under that challenge.
Peter Houstra's always looking to get to the dead ball line. Of course, when crosses come in from there, they're always so much better. But it's not his strongest side, the right side. And I don't think he ever would have delivered a good cross there.
Well, let's see if a good cross can be delivered now for the likes of McPherson in there, Brown in there, Goff's in there, jockeying for position. Just a little too high for Richard Goff. In goes Faizullin before the ball ran to Durant. Less than 5 minutes of the first half remaining. Still Rangers 0, CSKA Moscow 0. Robertson with another of those long throws of his towards Richard Goff. Stephen knocking it back for McPherson. Howls of disappointment there from the Ibrox crowd.
I think, to be fair to McPherson, he can play right back, but he's much more comfortable and more used to playing in the central role. And you think by moving players 10-15 yards, it shouldn't make that much difference. But of course, he's a big fella, not really one for charging forward. And he'll be looking for better crosses than that, though. He's got much more ability than that.
McPherson. McQuest. He controlled that at all well. Brown. The backward header knew just what he was doing, found Goff with it. McQuest battling for the ball, didn't get there though. Koch has looked after him very well indeed. Great is Parsakov. Faizullin trying to get it back. Minko. Bushmanov. Antanovic. Minko again, stopped that time by Stephen. Here's Stuart McCall, and it came off Bushmanov for the throw to Rangers. Balls from McCall again, this time back for Robertson. Houstra on this side of the field this time. Okay. I told you before how high the stakes are in these big European games. Rangers said to be something like £4 million better off with their exploits in Europe this season. And if they got to that European final, they say that could add another £1 million to that figure. See why you dare never say to top managers like Kevin and players, it's only a game, you know, because my goodness, these days it's a lot more than that. There's McPherson. Durant, this is a better looking break. No, he deserted him there, and Trevor Stevens' shooting ability deserted him there as well. Andy Gorham. Scares certainly in that Rangers penalty area, but I don't think Gorham has had a direct shot to save in this half, has he?
No, there's been little scares, but nothing. He's not had to really dive anywhere to save anything, but he's had to be alert. And the first goal is the key to this game. If Rangers get it, then this young side will be a much easier proposition to break down after that. But if they get it, they'll grow. They're only 22 average age, 23, but they'll be veterans if they get a goal. So they've got to watch out and be on the guard.
Says a lot for Gorham's form this season that the Scottish Football Writers named him their Player of the Year, in spite of the fact that Ali McCoist at the other end has got through some 49 goals this season. It's testimony of the sort of season that Gorham has had. Brown up towards McCoist again. There's his header, but that's a simple one for Lopnikov.
He's had to plough a pretty long furrow up there, and I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the game at some stage they introduce maybe McSwegan, who can play up there, because they're trying to break on, but of course if he can't get hold of it and they haven't got possession up there, then the others can't run on. And Durant, and I think certainly Stephen, they've not been able to get with him, and I think he needs a little bit more help up there.
Gorham gets it clear. Minto's header. Then won by the number 5, Malyukov. Koff hitting it forward. Durant. McPherson. Ferguson. A ball. And McCoy's shot charged down. Robertson. Hurry right on half-time by Rangers, perhaps. Ferguson again. Made a minute of time added on already. Durant, the last seconds of the first half then. Castra into Durant again. Couldn't collect it. Half-time whistle. Frustrating first half for Rangers, who've done so much of the attacking, but a lot of credit too to this young Russian defence, who've shown great composure on the ball and great fortitude in the way they've handled the likes of Ali McCoist, who really has had the best of Rangers' chances. The story then at Ibrox Park is at half-time, it's Rangers 0, CSKA Moscow 0.
The only way they're going to score a goal, Jack, that's for sure. Well, as you can see, the teams are coming out at Ibrox, so let's rejoin Kevin Keegan and Brian Moore.
Thank you, Ian. I think Kevin was actually nodding in agreement entirely with what Jack was saying about putting Dave McPherson into that sort of situation.
Yeah, I just feel that, like Jack said, they need another alternative to McCoist, and I think it would frighten the Russians to death, because even when they've won balls against McCoist, they haven't been able to clear them. And he's been virtually unemployed. I mean, they'd have to be very careful at the back and not leave themselves exposed. But I don't think it's over yet. Bruce could still get a goal, and then Rangers would be kicking themselves if they ended up drawing here with CSKA.
Good point. Well, McPherson at the moment is sticking to his right-back role. But the crowd have found their voice again, and the atmosphere is bubbling here once again at Ibrox, as Rangers go seeking that all-important breakthrough against the Russian champion CSKA. Rangers so keen to get it going that look where Peter Houstra is on the far side, way inside the Russian half when the kick was taken. But away we go. Bushmanov. Weiselin knocking it back. Furious ball he's played, giving Rangers possession straight away. Crowd enjoyed that. Rangers coming forward. Possibility of another long throw from Robertson. He's wanting McPherson to go forward. McCoist is in there. Stephen too. Ferguson knocking it in. Durant. Trevor Stephen against the crossbar. That was a glorious opportunity. You can say bad luck you hit the crossbar, but really Stephen should have done a lot better than that.
Well, you say that, Brian, but the manuals tell you to hit the ball down. Unfortunately, he hits it down too well. I think the keeper got a touch on it as well, and they've survived.
A corner then for Rangers. Floated deep. McPherson coming to this one, and the keeper beating him to it. Yeah, looking at it again, apologies to Trevor Stephen. The shape was right, wasn't it? 2 trainers coming on for this dazed goalkeeper.
He looked like he might be offside here, Durant, but he knocks a lovely ball down. He volleys it. I think you find it did touch the keeper, and you've got to put it down to a save more than a miss.
A free kick then to CSKA. Plotnikov is fit again. Sergei fires it in alongside him. There he is. Ferguson hitting it away. A bit of space possibly for Durant to work. Hitting it high towards Ali McCoist. Miss kick there by Antanovic. And another throw for Rangers.
Just what Rangers wanted this, Brian. They've got to put them under some sort of pressure, sensible pressure, but they've started off like they really want this. We saw it with Usher at the start. He wanted to get in behind them.
Robertson's long throw again. Goff is there with a header. There was a foul by him pushing down on the defender. A replica really of how Rangers came out and attacked in the opening minutes of this game. They were finally subdued by some excellent Russian defending. Mashka in with the free kick. Brown beaten in the air, Faizulin well offside.
This man Brown's done a terrific job for Rangers this year. He can virtually play anywhere. I've seen him in midfield, I've seen him on the right side, the left side, I've seen him at full-back, and now you've seen him at centre-half or just off the big man. And it never, wherever he plays, he gives sterling service, doesn't he?
Gorham with the kick. Stephen with the header. Bushman off. Stephen again. Ferguson just touching it in. Durant. Picks up Brown. Ferguson. He's the furthest Rangers player back apart from the goalkeeper. They've pushed so many forwards, so many men forward into those areas now. Durant looking to finish it off. They claim a handball, but the referee is unmoved. Back to John Brown again. Knocking it in again to keep this pressure going. Goff. Stephen playing it in and knocked behind for the corner. To a man behind that goal, they're on their feet. Cheering Rangers on now, looking for this opening goal. Peter Houstra with it. McPherson and Goff both poised to charge this one. Goff's header. You were also poised to make a couple of comments there, and I broke in on you, Kevin. What were you going to say?
Just to point out, the Russian players were going furiously mad with this linesman on this side, who I must say, on 3 or 4 decisions, both for and against teams tonight, has looked a bit indecisive. And they felt there, when that chance came in, that the Rangers player was offside.
Not a very good kick there. Durant pulled back by Minko. That's certainly a yellow card. Free kick to Rangers. Debate here. That's the reason for the free kick, and a debate here as to who takes it. Peter Houstra, possibly. That's a little too far out for one of his dippers, I don't know. Stevens behind it as well, Ferguson also. 4 in the Russian wall. Played it short there for John Brown, but he was falling into that shot and screwing it wide. Durant. Robertson. And a goal kick.
Your favourite player at the back, Mashkrin's taking these goal kicks, and I can't believe the goalkeeper is a worse kicker of a dead ball than he is. He's had 2 so far, and I don't think he's got them above head out. He's going to have another go. 3rd time lucky, maybe.
Known as a free kick expert, 22 years old. That's a better one. McPherson getting it clear for Rangers. McCall helping it on. Hastra. Brown. Robertson outside him. Stuart McCall. Peter Hastra. Robertson haven't quite got the pace. I doubt anybody would have had the pace for that one. It's another goal kick.
Greyhound needed there, Brian, as we say in the game. I don't think anybody that I've ever played against could have caught that ball. But the ideas are right. They're trying to find other channels to get in behind the Russians. And I think it's going to take balls like that to open them up, because they're very well organised at the back.
Sergeyev. Antonovic. Iselin going, but Goff shielding the ball. Gorham's throw out, picking up Dave McPherson. Still Rangers seeking this opening goal. Trevor Stephen hitting it straight into territory occupied there by Russian defenders. McPherson again to McCall. Everything's concentrated in those central areas at the moment, though. Oh, now McPherson has widened it out a bit for them. Durant slinging it in towards McCoist. McCoist feeling that he was impeded there. The Rangers get a corner. Corners for Rangers, none so far for Moscow. Floated towards Goff. Didn't pick that one up. Ferguson knocking it wide for Postra. Robertson. Real up and under here. Goff charging in. McCoist getting in there too. Trying to stab it back for McPherson in turn for Durant. Bushman off getting it clear, but not very far. Still Rangers pressure, and it came off the number 4. Mashka into the arms of his keeper, Plotnikov.
Just that final pass at the moment, Brian. Everything else, the build-up work to that point was very good, but then the final pass just give no chance to the forward going in. And that's, once they get that right, the first goal, it's going to open up the floodgates here, I'm sure of that.
One of the great qualities for Rangers in this European Champions League, every time they play, they seem to have got stronger the longer the game's got on. They've retrieved 1 or 2 lost causes. The spirit of the side is quite fantastic. And you just wonder whether the young legs of the Russians and their inexperience just drain them in the later stages of the game. As Rangers come pounding forward again. McPherson. Stephen. Ball towards McCoist again, but a corner.
Another good ball in, but it just seems if McCoist doesn't get on the end of them, then nobody does. And I just feel they need another string to the bow up front. He's the only target man they've got.
Towards McPherson, gets his header in. Goff trying to finish it off. And in the end, it was Stuart McCall with a header. A goal kick.
Stuart McCall there in the picture. He had a terrific game against Bruges. I think he got the man of the match. This one just wouldn't come down for him, and he tried. It's a bit ambitious, a header from there. But his sort of game is full of passion. He's a good ball winner, and he'll never give up tonight or any night. He's 100% of that guy. 10
minutes of the second half gone. And for all the pressure Rangers have put on CSKA, just that one chance so far in this second half that fell to Trevor Stephen. Gorham could pretty well do a crossword in this second half in his goal. He's had absolutely nothing at all to do. Bushman. It's a Rangers throw. A person ready to take it. Durant. Stephen. That's a foul by Minko. He's already got a yellow card. Ian Durant with the free kick. Brown hoisting it into the box. Goff trying to get on the end of it. But again, some good defending there by Antonovic.
I think this is about the fourth corner of the arc, Brian. It's a start that Walter Smith would have wanted them to make. They've got them under some pressure. They just need that little bit of luck that turns games, or a bit of magic from somebody to set them on the way. Durant with the corner for Rangers. Floated in there. Booster getting it back again to Durant. Lost in again. McCoist with a header. Again, not vintage Ali McCoist. All the Rangers subs warming up along the touchline. I think Walter Smith must be playing a game in his mind now. Who do I take off? How can I change this? Just to get as little advantage over the Russians. Because if he lets it go on like this, it's just going to peter out into a 0-0 draw possibly. And he can't afford that. Goff hitting it forward. Up to McCoist again. Trying to release Durant. Touch for Ian Durant. Here's Trevor Steele. A shove there, surely, yes, from Bushmanov. Free kick. So Trevor Steele hit this high into the CSKA box. McPherson, Goff are waiting for it. And the keeper, well, he didn't make much of that one. Just more of a flap than a punch. One of the Rangers players is down in the 6-yard area, in fact in an offside position, but he's up and away again now. Durand, I think it was. Another throw to Rangers. Peter Houston with it. Here's Brown. So much space. Knocked it in low, and that was easy for the Russians to get it away. Robertson playing it in again. And suddenly McCoist is in there. They claim a handball. And another chance has gone spinning away here at Ibrox. Kevin? Well, it was McCoist, was it? Yeah. I mean, he's just got to put one of these away. It's so unlike him. I mean, what is that now? 4, possibly 5 good chances. That's where they claim the handball. Yeah, it could have been a handball, but the referee let him play on, gave him an advantage. He was in a great position. And I think, you know, they couldn't really then turn around and say, well, we want the penalty. Stephen. And again, Stephen. No, played it too short, but Houster's battling for it. And then Goff loses it. It's unlike him, Sergeyev. Still 0-0 here at Ibrox. And a free kick to CSKA, and a foul by Goff. Archie Knox, the assistant manager. Look at that. Look at the watch and the anxiety on his face. Minko. Here's Ferguson. Now some space here for McCall to work. Roberts on the outside of him. Oh, a lovely little touch from McCoist, and now Durant! And it might be Durant again. Rangers claiming a foul there, but nothing given again. That's the first time they've really cut through the middle of the defence, and it's a super ball here. Great layoff from McCoist. And he, again, the defenders did very well, came back off the keeper, and he gets up to recover. Free kick to Rangers, quickly taken. Robertson on the left for them now, hitting a, oh, what on earth was that supposed to be? CSKA about to bring on Vladimir Dudnik. In the meantime, it's Ashkarin.
who takes the free kick. And it's Faizulin who will come off. So off comes.
He's not made a tremendous impression on the game, has he? I've seen him play better in the other games we've seen, and it's a learning experience for him. 20 years of age, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more of him. But fresh pair of legs coming on, and that could spell danger for Rangers.
CSKA Moscow, off comes number 11, Faizulin, and on goes 15, Vladimir Dudnik.
Bushmanov, Dubnik's first touch. Antonovic, far side, flicked by him, cut out by McPherson, and then knocked back by Stephen to Gorham. Astra, off towards McCoist, working so hard, Rangers, but just not getting the breaks at the moment. McPherson again, this time Stephen's gone wide for him. Durant. Basically, they're still trying to carve their way through the middle, aren't they?
Yeah, McCall's getting annoyed there because nobody's coming to show for it short, and they're looking to get the ball in, and sometimes you can do that too early.
Robertson's throw, Goff's header, McCoist's header, over the top. Person really attacking the ball for that header, but it's a throw for CSKA. A little over 25 minutes of the game left.
I'm pretty sure, Brian, that Walter Smith's got to think about making a change, if only just to freshen other people up who are out there, you know.
Dudnik, a substitute being chased by Ferguson, and fresh legs or no, he had no pace to hold off Ian Ferguson. Goes Stephen. Person there first for Rangers. Kasakov to Minko. Minko again. Bushmanov. Forward to McCall. Just McCoist up there alone. Maliakov trying to hold him up. And then Durant plays a little ball forward. McCoist feeling that he was unfairly dealt with there by Maliakov. Durant again. Brown up there. Stephen. Chipped in again. And the keeper's ball. Felt that McCoist had gone in there too heartily. I'm not so sure that there wasn't an offside situation there. The linesman, it was touch and go. McCoist was okay, but I'm not sure that Peter Hastra wasn't offside.
I think, to be fair to Alan McCoist tonight, he's worked so hard, not just in the box but outside it. I think it's just an elbow here on the goalkeeper. He hasn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that's maybe what people will judge him on. But sat watching him for what we've been, 70 minutes now. The guy's covered every inch of ground up front for them, and he's 9 times out of 10 been the only man forward for Rangers. And I can't help believe that they're going to have to throw someone up there just to take a little bit of the workload off him for the last 15 or 10 minutes.
Well, everybody's on their feet in the Rangers bench, but there's no sign yet of anybody actually taking tracksuits off.
He's got options there, hasn't he? He could go for Dale Gordon down one side wide and put McSwegan on up front and take one of the back 4 players off, because they're not going to get anything for a draw.
McPherson, Minko's header, Bushmanov. Foul by McCall, his feet were too high.
Yeah, that's something you can't do on the continent, but we let people away with in this country, showing your studs.
Antanovic. Gushkin. Again Gushkin. Karsakov. Gushkin. Suddenly Sergeyev showing. Karsakov on the far side. Looking with his skill to earn a yard of pace. Gets it back from Minko. Well, is there a possibility here? No. For some reason, Mamchur decided not to have a shot himself. And away it comes. Durant making the charge. Hastra. Durant gets it again. He's got McCall alongside him. He's got Hastra away on the right. Here's McCall. Still Rangers seek this opening goal. Robertson coming in now. Plays it straight there to Ashkarin. Antanovic. Minko. Picking up Karsakov.
The game's getting really stretched now. You see Walter Smith
and Archie Knox having a conversation. Just what do we do to unlock this Russian defence?
Well, I think whatever it is, they've got to decide to do something and give the player who's coming on a little bit more time just to get his feet and get used to the pace of the game. And we're getting into, what, the last 15 now, is it?
No, we've still got about 22 to go.
All right, so he's got time.
And the goal kick.
It's always a difficult time for a manager, this, because you've got to take someone off first of all, someone who's given 100%, and you've got to try and hope that he understands that it's not because he's done anything wrong, it's just you want to try something else.
Walter comes back to the stand. Robertson. Offside against Sergeyev, number 10. Goff with a touch. Brown. Ferguson. Brown. Away goes McPherson. Durant. Stephen. McCoist is poised there. Goff is in there. Can McCoist turn on it? It just will not go his way tonight.
Again, the super ball this from Stephen, right over the back where defenders find it very difficult to defend. A great ball back, I think it's from Goff.
Was.
And that's the sort of chance again he would normally expect to at least hit the target on. But he's got to keep going, he's just got to keep being there to miss them, and he'll eventually get one in, I'm sure of that.
McPherson now with a header for Rangers. Stephen. Too high for Durant. Bushmanov gets it clear for CSKA. In goes Goff. Again is Bushmanov. Mamchur. Korsakov. Beaten by sheer weight of numbers there. Ferguson taking it on. Brought down. Free kick. Foul by Korsakov. Inside the last 20 minutes now. See, still 0-0. McPherson and Goff up for this free kick, taken by Trevor Stephen. Keeper coming for it. Good catch.
I think obviously the coach of CSKA said to the goalkeeper at half-time, hey, you start coming for these crosses because you're about the only one who can win them. And he's done very well for him in the second half. It took about 3 or 4, which is tremendous for defenders. It just leaves all the pressure.
Here's Durant. Mamchur is an offside against Sergeyev. And just want to retrieve this quickly, get the ball in motion again. Archie Knox, I've seen signalling to Dave McPherson to get forward. Now, whether he wants him to get forward and stay forward. No, but there is McPherson up there in the box. And that's an easy one for the keeper from John Brown. Looks as though McPherson is going to stay up front now, Kevin.
Well, I think that's a good move. I mean, obviously now they've got to watch it. Straight away they're exploiting the gap he's left, but I'm sure someone like Ferguson will drop in there.
Well, Korsakov now. Could be problems here, could there? Rangers get it away. Stuart McCall did well there for them. Peter Hastrom. It's now, giving it far too long. And Tanovic got in and robbed him. McCoist now with an ally up front in Big Dave McPherson. Hastrom. Cushion header. In for Ferguson. No, poor ball played there.
That final ball is letting them down. They've just got to be a little bit more inventive than that. I think if they're going to catch these Russians out, they've just got to be a little bit different than just trying to heap the ball in every time.
A call. Robertson's on the break, but he won't reach that. Goal kick. And Archie Knox getting more and more animated.
I think what he's trying to say is the three of you got to play at the back. They're just two pick up and one really sweet. But British players find that difficult because it's not the normal way we play. So I think he's just telling them again just to make sure they understand what he wants.
Trevor Stephen at the moment taking up the right back position. McPherson with a header. Bushman off. Good work again. He's a real little terrier, is McCall through those midfield areas. Minko. It's going to be a goal kick, is it? Yes.
The game's following a similar pattern to the first half, Brian. Rangers have had the throw at them for 20-25 minutes now, and the Russians gradually creeping back into it and looking a little bit dangerous on the break.
16 minutes left, still 0-0. Goff. McCoist. Stephen. McPherson's right up there as well. It was Houstra with the shot.
I think the referees, this would have been the goal of the season if this had gone in, Brian. There's no doubt about that. The referees getting onto the Russians, they're really taking the time with the goal kicks now. And it's frustrating the crowd a little bit.
Just a quarter of an hour of the game left now. Stephen to McCall. The ball, I think, is a little too ambitious. And it's a goal.
I'm sure Walter Smith will be pulling his hair out and Archie Knox because they've got the big man up now and they're rushing, taking quick free kicks from really good areas. They mustn't lose the patience, but they must try and keep the tempo up. And finding that balance, it's very easy for us to say it, but the players out there have got to do it.
And does it mean with McPherson there now, they've got to put a greater accent on getting down the flanks and getting crosses in?
Yeah, but not just crosses of any kind. They've still got to be quality crosses.
Sorry, Kevin, yeah.
You know, it's not good just humping anything in there. You know, they've got to be coming from the right areas with the right sort of weight on.
Tanovic got the yellow card. Goff's touch. Finding Robertson. Play forward for Durant. Brown. Durant again, and chased by Korsakov. Ferguson. Goff. Wide on the far side now for Austria. There's the cross coming in, but the keeper on the end of it. Goal. David Robertson. Durant letting it run. Almost got it back from Stephen too. But Antanovic now, just Sergeyev up front for CSKA. Masakov. Minko away here on the left for him. Minko. Dubnik. Kasakov, Minko. Well, they played well here. Kasakov. Well, they finally forced it through to McCall. He just kept it in play. Antanovic now for the Russians. Going to get round Robertson. There's a chance here for Sergeyev. Gorham just half stopping it, and it very, very nearly fell into the path of Sergeyev.
Yeah, they called them 2 against 2 there, and Durant did very well in the end to be back there.
Inco shot, cannoned off Ferguson. Karsakov getting some treatment on the touchline at the moment, so effectively they're playing with 10 men, the Russians. Astra. Stephen. Into the ball, trying to nudge it through towards McPherson. Came off the referee, and Ferguson shot then well wide, a goal kick.
Well, Ferguson decided the best place to get through the defence is to play a 1-2 off the referee. But again, Rangers now penning them back in their own half, but they must be careful. They're very dangerous on the break.
Score remains at 1-0 for Marseille in Bruges. Come to the last 10 minutes of the game here. If it stays that way, Marseille go through in any case, even if Rangers were to win this one. But here's Durant. Persson using his strength there. McCoist on the far side. Pushed away brilliantly that time by the keeper. That was a super piece of goalkeeping. McCoist thought he'd broken his duck at last in the European League. The Rangers come forward again. Fans will be praying for a goal from Bruges as well as for a goal from Rangers. It's another corner. 10 minutes of the game left now. Comes the corner. Person's head up. And the keeper again. What an excellent game he's had. The save just a moment ago, you didn't get a chance to comment on it, Kevin, but that was a great piece of goalkeeping, wasn't it?
Yeah, McPherson battles for it here. And this quality cross from Stevens. And it's floated and it's going in there, there's no doubt about it. And he's certainly been impressive. He's maybe third choice at the start of the year, but he looks like he's got the jersey for keeps now, as far as I can see.
Brown. Royce. Well, Trevor Stevens coming off, and Gary McSwegan is coming on for Rangers. Well, can he do what he did right at the opening of this campaign here against Marseille? Young Gary. Off goes Trevor Stevens. And McSwegan, the 22-year-old, comes on, who scored that great-headed goal that brought Rangers back into the game against Marseille when they were 2 down. He scored the first, had a little hand in the second, scored by Haitley.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I haven't seen much of him, but he's certainly scored goals. I think he got a couple on Saturday. And they're still leaving the big man up, McPherson, and he's going sort of on the left side.
So McSwegan on the left, McCoyce down the centre, McPherson down the right for Rangers. Towards Atkin. There's a chance here now for them. CSKA, great work by Goran. A guy who'd had scarcely, well, nothing really to do in this second half, pulling out a great save from CSKA.
That was possibly the best chance of the match, Brian, and that's a great save, and it might prove to be one of the great saves of his career. If they can get a goal here, you never know what could happen in the other game. They could get a late penalty, Bruges, and then Rangers would go through if they could get a goal and win 1-0.
Durant, nobody in a blue shirt to get on the end of it. Look at this save again now.
Terrific skill there from the sub, puts it across, and look at this. I mean, he's just nearly sneaked under him, but what a great save that was. That's why he's player of the year in Scotland. He's made a lot of those this year, despite Rangers' domination of the league.
Robertson hitting it forward again. McSwegan trying to get onto it, but Bushkin with a header. Now McCall playing it in. McPherson with a header. No penalty, although it looked to me very much as though McCoyce was being held back. Kevin?
Great cross into the big, this is why he's there. A good knockdown, and look, he is being held. He maybe made a little bit more of a meal of it, but certainly at the start he was being held there.
Brown. Minko. Bushmanov. Substitute. Dudnik. Marsukov. Dudnik again. Sergeyev is waiting in the middle for it. And a great save again by Goran. Once again from Sergeyev. And another corner now, this time for CSKA. I'm not at all sure it's not their first of the game.
Ball back here, Brian, and a terrific save.
So a corner then for CSKA Moscow. 6 minutes of the match left. Bushmanov. Tries to get, oh my goodness, Sergeyev just needed a touch on that as Brown let it go right across the 6-yard area. So a goal kick for Rangers.
These are dangerous times. Look at the space he's got there. And he does terrific. I mean, if he hits anybody there, it's in. Anybody following the far post. Rangers live to fight another day. But the last 5 minutes, 3 chances they've had.
Goran. 20-30 yards outside his penalty area. Goff right up there amongst the front runners now. McPherson in there. 85 minutes they've battled for this goal, just 5 minutes left now. McCall shot! The keeper was laid down for it, but he got down there just in time to push it away for another Rangers corner. A raking drive there from Stuart McCall.
It'd be lovely if he could get the winning goal here, because he epitomises everything that Rangers is about. They're not giving up here.
Here's the corner. There's the keeper.
Yeah, they've got to hit those corners either short or beyond the far post, because this goalkeeper's come for everything, and he's looked very, very commanding around his 6-yard box.
Foul by McSwegan. And McPherson's now gone back to his right back position. Mamchur with the free kick. Of the game left now. Robertson coming forward for Rangers. Durant. Free kick. Can't afford to give away these free kicks now. They eat up the time with just 4 minutes left. little flick on there by CSKA. Dudnik again. Once again, Rangers get it clear to Durant. And now for Robertson. Played in for McCall. Carrying it forward, a driving run through the midfield. Brown tries to get it up to McCoist, but McCoist again, that time too closely marked by Maliakov. Free kick for Rangers. 3 minutes left. Ian Durant with this one. And Brown pushed away again. Another brilliant save there by Plotnikov.
I don't think he could have hit this any better. Terrific shot right in the corner. And it's that man again. Plotnikov, third choice.
Durant's corner. Came off Brown this time. It's a throw. Again taking their time. The referee really, well, it's no good just pointing to his watch. He's really got to take some action and make sure that these throws are taken a lot quicker. Also, he'll be adding on the necessary time at the end of 90 minutes. McCoist battling to get that ball in towards Goff. There's Goff's header. Again, they get it clear. Only as far as Brown. Knocked in again. A flag is up on this side for an offside.
You can point the finger at any one man who's stopped Rangers tonight. It's this man here. He's had a great game, Plotnikov. He's very colourful in that jersey, and he's put on a very colourful performance here. And he's made saves that he maybe had no right to make, like the last one from Brown.
Minko getting it forward towards Korsakov. CSKA. Dudnik stopped by McCall. Rangers fans are hoping that McSwegan might do something about this. McCoist is in there. Richard Goff, no, charged down. One of the first times in this second half the Russian defence just looked a little unsure of themselves. Once again, Rangers couldn't force it home. McPherson hitting it forward again. McSwegan getting in behind them once more. McCoist is poised in there. Austra's in there too, and Goff is in there, but that cross wasn't good enough.
McSwegan starting to get some joy down this right-hand side and trying to deliver quality balls, and that's what they need if they're going to score.
Deep inside the last minute of the game now. Goff launching himself at that one. CSKA now can drag it away for CSKA Moscow, only as far as McPherson. McCall again. McPherson's gone down injured. Ferguson. Touched in again there towards McCoist, that time by Goff. He's gone in there again as though his life depended upon it. John Brown looking to get in behind them. Can McCoist finish it off? No, he can't. Robertson playing it in again. Goff's header! And Durant couldn't finish it off then. Right on the goal line, it's cleared by the Russians. McPherson is up, holding his arm. It's a throw for Rangers. McCall's got to take it. They're playing time at it on. Peter Hoekstra, the Dutchman. Corner given. Brown's in there. McPherson, though he's injured, is in there. Goff as well. Can Rangers finish it off here? It's a deep one towards Goff. Goff couldn't get his head to it. Ferguson will turn it in again. It's with Hoekstra. It's in again. Any one of about 6 Rangers players trying to get on the end of that. The flag is up on this side. It's a free kick to the Russians. And we've played a minute of time added on. Well, if this result is the final result of 0-0, it will need a Bruges victory over Marseille. And the last we heard, Bruges were a goal down. It would need a Bruges victory over Marseille to put Rangers into the European Cup final against Milan.
I think if games like this had anything to do with guts and endeavour, I think Rangers have had plenty of that, Brian. Maybe like just a little bit of magic or quality that's going to prize open a defence, as well organised as they've been.
Now McCoist, but again the keeper was there before him while Ali was waiting for it to drop as he had to do. Not quite sure what that decision was for, but it's a free kick for Rangers. Brown with it. Hit towards McPherson. They're all in there in blue shirts now. Brown, oh, miscued. Sergeyev might get to this one. No, Robertson gets there first. Knocked back to Gorham. Played over 2 minutes of time added on now. Look at Andy Gorham right outside his area. Up towards Goff. Couldn't win it in the air. Durant as well. Durant again, hitting it long. Will the keeper get for this one? He does indeed. We talk about guts and endeavour for Rangers, but there's a fair proportion of it coming out of the Russian side as well, Kevin, tonight.
No more so than this man. He's just attacked every ball in the air, as if to say, well, if my defenders can't win them, then
Richard Goff's in the wars as the final whistle goes, and Rangers have to hope with this draw here that Bruges can pull out some magic there and get a victory over Marseille. The Russians defend it brilliantly, I must say. The news is that Marseille have won 1-0. There's tears for McCoist. That's a great shot there. For all the triumphs that Ali McCoist has had, you can see the bit of disappointment now, knowing that Rangers will not be going to the European Cup final. Ali McCoist there cannot hide his tears and cannot stop them flowing. The man who scored 49 goals for his club this season just failed to get the one that maybe really would have mattered tonight. Ian Ferguson in trouble as well. A night when Rangers have fought and fought and fought, couldn't find the final ball and couldn't get the important goal. In any case, it would have come to nothing because Marseille had won in Bruges. And a night where Rangers hoped they might go marching into the European Cup final. It's ended in disappointment.